comment on what makes them effective. And then after we look at a dozen or so photos, we're going to come up with probably 10 different characteristics of a strong logo. And then that's when you'll be taking notes and writing them down. Okay? Okay, so first one is Toyota. Now, you've probably seen this logo because there's a lot of Toyota cars around the trucks and all that kind of stuff. But you may not know that the logo is the compilation of all of the letters in the word Toyota to make the design.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I forgot to tell you that once you see these, you can't unsee
Oh
them.
my goodness. Mr.
You
Mayor.
know this. That's right, you've seen this before, I don't know.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god,
Let me
there's
just
lots
take a
of.
picture of that real quick.
Yeah, well, you'll be taking a lot of pictures, right? So, now I don't know if the word Toyota in Chinese or Japanese or whatever it is has
Probably
a meaning.
Japanese.
It is Japanese.
But, guys, what are you working on?
I have to type something out.
You're gonna do what?
I have to type something out
Yeah? What's your companionship?
for English class.
They don't have computers in the library?
They said that we cannot work because there's too many people.
Interesting. Okay, so anyway, so there's a Toyota one. Whoops, wait a second. There we go, Sun Microsystems. How many people have heard of Sun Microsystems?
Dude, that's so cool. Yo, that's so cool. Look, it's like sun.
And sun, and sun, and sun, and sun, and sun, and sun. All with one image that is just rotated. Right?
That's actually so cool.
Yeah. So Sun Microsystems is, they have parts of just about every computer made in the world. They make microprocessors and other things similar to Hewlett Packard. But anyway, so yeah, so they have the word Sun, and then they use, is it a U or an N? I don't know, pick one, and put it together to create that really unique square logo. Tostitos. Anybody notice anything interesting in this logo?
people.
The T are people, and they're putting the on the salsa bowl.
You tried to copy these X.
So the dot of the I is a bowl of salsa. The two T's on either side of the I are people holding onto a chip. And
Well, technically they should floating.
they did what?
Technically they should floating.
Well, that's true.
They ain't got no hand on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ain't got no hand on the shit. Where can go? Yes, sir.
Anyway, so now there's something else about this logo that is every logo, every part of every logo is intentional, right? So the question is, the design that goes around the word Tostitos, what does that relate to? How is that, why is that part of this logo? Okay, so Mexico, so I said Mexico.
I did.
Why did you say Mexico? 'Cause I think you're right.
You're putting me in a trap.
I think you're right. No, you're right.
You're
You're
trapping
absolutely
me. I think you're trapping me. Hey.
Not this time, maybe another time. So the Mexican culture is famous for tortilla chips, which is what Tostitos are. And it's a very festive part of their culture. It's a very festive culture, just generally speaking. And so it relates to the design of the dress and the other ways that that culture expresses themselves through visual signs. So it all relates to that. Okay, Amazon.com, right? How many people see a smile? How many people see an arrow? Okay.
I know what it is.
What is it?
A to Z now, everything. A to Z.
So when Mr. Bezos started Amazon way back in the 1990s, he wanted to create a company that sold everything from A to Z. And Amazon almost did. There's just a couple of things that they don't kind of have to
So
sell.
crack. Oh, I get it.
Oh.
Pharmaceuticals, that's right. There's one thing that they're not into
Hey,
yet.
Charles just got it.
They own a grocery store chain, Whole Foods, and of course a bazillion other things. So originally the design was to think about selling everything from A to Z, but people kind of thought that was a smile, which actually works. So there's happy accidents that happen in logos. That's a happy accident. So you see now in the box, right? So they just have that arrow smile thing on their box. They don't even, it's like the Nike swoosh. They don't need Amazon anymore. Why do people think it's a smile? Why is that kind of holding on? Okay, so it does look ugly, but think about how exciting it is to get a package in the mail with your name on it. I mean, that is so cool. Yeah. Disagree with it. My wife loves it a little too much, but hey, you know. And so the idea of a smile and having packages delivered and all that kind of stuff, kind of was a happy accident for that. Okay. The when, who's that? No, that's right, you're not.
You're not from.
This is the logos for Wendy's fast food restaurant. They sell hamburgers, they're famous for hamburgers and other chicken and that kind of stuff, all fried foods, right? So does anybody notice anything unique about this particular design? No. Well, yeah, Wendy's is not as famous. I know, it says the United States, and I keep telling President West, I'm busy.
You keep telling
Just
President
wait.
Biden.
You know, but
Oh, wait,
no.
so what's this one?
Okay, so this is the Wendy's logo.
Right.
Many people, although the artist who created it did not say this was an intentional thing, but they say that the collar on the shirt spells mom, M-O-M. And that.
It doesn't though.
Well,
Are you tweaking?
it doesn't. So the two blue, the O, and so you have the blue.
Where, the two,
Oh, here we go.
I'm gonna show you.
Okay.
do you see?
I ain't seen no
Okay, the black line on the very out and the
Do you
two
Charles,
blue
you shoot him
lines.
up right here, do you see a dip down?
A little bit.
No, you don't, no, this, it goes up.
Yeah.
It does not dip
I
down.
ain't seen no.
Oh, you're talking about right next to where you're.
That ridge me in the back out of my mouth.
Anyway,
I don't see that.
many people see M-O-M. Okay. Now, does anybody know why they have this young female redhead designed for
Child's
daughter?
It's kid.
The guy who started Wendy's, Dave, what's his name? I can't remember his last name.
It's because they wanted to trade it.
No. So, after he started, the guy who started Wendy's, he did not graduate traditionally from high school. He got his GD. And then he went on to do some entrepreneurial stuff. The last thing he did was create a restaurant and name it after his daughter, Wendy's. And this kind of does look similar to what she looked like as a young girl. And so it was something, yeah. And so that's why it's, okay, so now,
Oh, see, what's this?
there you go. Okay, so,
Eagles.
yeah.
The Eagles are buzzing.
Look up.
Anyway, so I chose this not because I grew up outside of Philadelphia, which I do, and not because I like the Philadelphia Eagles, which I
The
do,
NFL scripted.
but it's the only, well, this is the only NFL logo that intentionally has their mascot facing to the left. All other mascots, when they have the side view, they face to the right. Because we read from right, from left to right, and that's action, that's motion, that's forward motion. But this one faces the other direction, intentionally. Yes?
Maybe it's
Yeah.
Is there good backwards from this?
Because they're going face to face with other teams.
That's a good, face to face with other teams, yes, but no.
That's a stupid thing. If you're facing, no. If you're facing another person right here, that equals gonna be facing.
Why isn't Patriots?
You're freaking talking about, bro.
That's the one that faces a little different.
That is not how it
And that's a
works.
good, that's not a bad guess.
That's right to left, right here. Are you
Wait,
following?
I gotta wait, I gotta finish these guys working this out.
If you have a helmet right here.
Bro, can you get locked in? Like,
So, the reason that this is the only logo that intentionally faces the opposite direction is because Eagles begin with an E, and this gray area of the feathers, the neck feathers, is the letter E.
Ah.
oh, they don't even care. Nobody even knows that.
That's so random.
Wait, what?
That's so.
Like, are you
The
sure?
gray, the neck feathers is the letter E.
Bro, who notices that?
A lot of people notice that,
No.
especially people who do logos.
You know which one I like? Come here. Look at this.
No,
No, come here. Look, I'm being so serious. Come here.
Okay. Do I have to stand there when I find it? Fair enough. Washington State Cougars? Yeah?
WSU.
No.
Yes. WSU.
No, there's is actually like that.
Washington State Cougars.
What's the U?
University.
Oh,
Washington State University.
yeah, but it looks like a good. I know, that's true, absolutely true.
It looks like a cougar. See, so that.
It's very similar to this, absolutely true.
So
Absolutely
that's
true.
what I can do now.
Oh, yeah.
No,
What?
you can emulate that idea, yes, absolutely,
Oh, we have to make our own.
yes. Yes.
That's so tall.
Okay, so, this one.
Oh, I don't know this one.
FedEx
Feds.
is a company
Oh, the
that,
arrow.
that's right, between the E and the X is an arrow and the negative space, right? And so there's a lot of good reading. Now, this is another one where the artist didn't notice that. It was not an intentional part of the design of the designer who did this, but some corporate person who was in the meeting where they were choosing their logos said, hey, I like the arrow. And they're like, what? Oh. Now, the other benefit,
Hey.
the other benefit of the arrow in this design is that it goes from left to right, which is how we read, which is how we think about forward motion. So the idea of the arrow emphasizing forward motion, delivery of packages. Oops, we got this one. Okay. What's going on with this one? This is a little old. I don't know if they use this much anymore.
Does somebody have?
No, oh, yeah, it is kind of a no.
It says Goodwill, but it's G.
Do you have an eraser? Do you have an eraser? Who will?
It's the monster.
Back on the back, below the board. Okay, so the design of that quarter smiley face and the design of the G in Goodwill is identical.
Where at?
You're looking at it. And so the idea of repeated design.
Oh, shit.
Uh-oh, careful with that thing.
What you do?
Okay, Chick-fil-A.
Chicken in front.
Yeah.
The letter C is in the chicken.
But then also.
What? Yes? No, what? But it's fried, and that's really hot. Well, color, we'll get into color a little bit too. It's interesting that many, but not all, many restaurants, especially fast food restaurants, tend to be orange, red, and warm colors. Because it kind of gives us the feeling of warmth and of attraction and, you know, comfort and all that kind of stuff. Now, the other thing with this logo is the design, because the intent was to create a chicken head, you can see. And they kept that flow of the line with the rest of Chick-fil-A, or Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A is completely overrated.
No.
And that's okay, you're allowed to have an opinion.
It's not a big fact.
Okay, this one, Baskin Robbins.
31 flavors.
How many flavors are they famous for? 31. What's in magenta or pink?
31.
No.
You see the B and the R for Baskin Robbins?
They especially emphasize the 31 during their 31st anniversary.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Good answer. Good answer.
I can respect that.
Now, you can see also the design of the letters Baskin, that make up Baskin Robbins. What does that, you know, you just looked at a bunch of different fonts. How does that make you feel? How do those letters make you feel? Yeah, very childish. And I don't know, I mean, when I go out for ice cream, I feel like a little kid. You know, I want to overeat and all that kind of stuff, right? And so and they're all lowercase. So there's no capital, there's no, in the Baskin Robbins, there's no capital letters. So that's kind of an intentional thing too, that they do for the logos. Okay, so 3 of these use positive and negative space really well. In the upper left is the zoo. So you have the elephant, and then inside the elephant are 3 different animals. You have the giraffe, you have the rhinoceros, and I can't remember what that third one is.
A bat.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, it is, yeah, totally, yeah. Bone, cologne. Okay. Oh, gotcha, yeah. So that's really nice, positive, negative space. And then the Girl Scout logo, you have the positive, negative space to relate to different cultures that are welcome and involved in the Girl Scout organization. And then Hope for African Children Initiative. The continent of Africa is white, but you have an adult figure looking down to a child figure in the negative space, what would be the ocean around the continent of Africa.
Hey, What's that?
No. Why did
It's
you
the beak
point
of the
that out?
animal, but I can't remember which one.
Why did you point that out? No one else needed to see that.
Oh, it's the famous landmark.
It's black.
It's the big penis on an elephant.
Yeah, you know, come on.
Really?
It's going right there, man. It's going right there.
It's that one.
Okay, wait a second, wait a second. I gotta show this now.
Oh, yeah, no, that's right.
So that little design under the elephant there relates to this cathedral in Germany because that zoo is in Germany. So you can
Zoo. That's what they all say.
see. Of course, Micah didn't see that. So that design is
It's the opium house,
very.
Oh.
So is a cathedral.
Try to take off the do-rag, bro. Look at you are.
Now, this is the really interesting one. I just wanted to build for the fourth one, but the Sony Vaio logo. Okay, Sony is a corporation that yes,
What was that thing
Is
that
that
V and
Sony, yeah. So what does Sony as a company make?
They make the PlayStation.
Yeah, entertainment devices, different electronic devices. that
They make the
also-
PlayStation.
Animated movies, half of which we all talk
Oh,
about.
no, but I didn't know you were going. Yeah. So, now, you see the curved line in the dot for the V and the A, and then you see the line in the circle for the IO, right? So, current technology digital technology relies on the binary system, right? Guys, you gotta focus in. You gotta, it's
We are locked in, Mr. Martin.
Really? What did I just say?
You just said, what do you guys,
Yeah, before that.
oh.
So,
Hope for African Children Initiative.
I'm beyond that.
Oh, it's shaped like Africa.
Yeah, we're.
And then the ocean are humans,
Good.
an adult and a child. Yeah.
Yeah, one person has a long ass chin, bro. Do you see it?
You're so critical.
Do you see it?
Yeah, I see it, just like I saw the elephant thing. Yeah, I saw it, okay. So let's get on to the Sony thing here. So, current digital technology relies on the binary system. Who can describe the binary system for me?
Essentially, it's kind of like Morse code, series of on and offs.
Right, so you have one, guys, stop.
Hey, good answer, good answer, good answer, good answer.
It does not require that kind of a reaction. You know that. Okay? So you have 1 and 0, you have on and off, right? So if you look carefully at the on-off switches on a lot of appliances and cords and stuff, it'll be a line in a circle, on and off, right? And that's our digital world these days. Now, before digital came into prominence was analog, which is radio waves, okay, electronic waves. So the V and the A relate to the analog way of transmitting data, and the I/O relate to the digital way of transmitting data. So Sony bridges both in Vaio.
Did you know that?
No, well, I mean, I read about these, but, okay. Oh, man. Okay. Seriously? There we go. So, the old RCA, the original, very famous RCA Victor logo with the dog. Did anybody know the story with the dog and the record player?
Yeah, the dog
Yes, but there's something more specific about it. No, there's no food in there. Although it's a good read. So, the man who invented the record player, or the record, the ability to record sound on the vinyl, had a dog. And to test out his invention, he recorded his voice, played his voice for the dog on this record machine. And the dog thought the owner was the machine because of the voice that the dog heard. And so it really helped to accentuate the accuracy of how it can transmit, record and transmit sound. And then RCA, that was probably from the 90s. McDonald's, okay? Does anybody know how McDonald's got started?
Yes,
How did McDonald's get started?
it was by two brothers, right?
There were two brothers, and then there was another guy.
Along with the invention of,
Frying thing.
yeah, something like that. It's something really useful. He was trying to sell shake flavors,
Oh, okay, so Roy Kroc, who started McDonald's,
and then he
Right.
stole it.
kind of.
No, it is stolen.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Welcome to American business, it happens all the time, you know? But, so he found these two brothers, McDonald's boys, who had this restaurant with milkshakes and hamburgers and the whole 9 yards. And he started to see how well they were doing, and he said, hey, we could make this into a chain. And that's what he did. And now, huh? No, but I know the story. But the arcs, now you can just see even half of an arc, and you will know that it's McDonald's,
Yeah.
which is pretty amazing. Okay,
Oh,
Nintendo,
can you go back real quick?
yeah?
Did you know that those were supposed to be fries?
Yeah.
They're not.
Yes.
Okay, that's a bit accentuated.
Oh, like at the one over here next to
Curly
it,
fries.
it literally has lines for it to look like fries.
I will admit, they do look like fries, which works.
Charles.
That's true, that's
My
true.
grandpa's the manager of the West Salem McDonald's, I think he would know.
Ask him, did you ask him that specifically?
He says yes.
So Nintendo, Japanese company. Now, the Nintendo that we can read in English, okay, why do you think that O goes around the word Nintendo? What do they make? What are they famous for?
Switches?
Mario.
Old block.
So Game Boy things, right? They make consoles, they make things that you hold on to, right, to play the games. And so it's encapsulated in a rectangle. It lays, I'm not sure exactly why I chose this one, but it was kind of interesting. It changed a lot. And we were speculating that the first one, the one on the left, the things come off of the red rectangle.
Mr. Mayor, are you perhaps a, West Salem High School administrator?
I am perhaps not a also high school administrator.
Oh, Lay's, and that's like a potato.
Would I be doing this if I was an administrator?
Yeah.
No.
I look like milk.
Like it works. It does. Anyway, so I thought maybe it was chips coming out of the bag. Anyway, IBM, International Business Machines, was originally something else, International something. ITR Company, International Trade, something, I'm not sure, anyway. Now, the significance of the IBM logo comes from the 80s. And I don't know if you have ever experienced the joy of something being printed on a dot matrix printer. Right? So they have these, you bought this case of paper that was, they were perforated sheets, and on each side they had these strings of paper with holes in it. And it would, no, you can't actually, I don't know. And the paper would be fed through, and then the printer had to go bzz, 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 and back and forth to print the image. So you get these lines of type like that. And so, yeah, I remember those. AT&T, American Telephone and Telegraph, and associated companies. Local one business. Okay, so, now, question number one. That logo on the left is probably from the 1920s and 30s. Very common style for that time. Question is, why was it such an effective logo way back then? Does anybody have any ideas? Why it is so complicated logo would have been like
More information.
yes. So what?
So the customer sees more and knows more.
Residential.
More interested.
Okay, yeah.
I think it was completely new, so they just had to learn what it is, and maybe they tried to.
Kind of, okay. So back in the 20s and 30s, television had not yet been invented. It was probably being invented, but it was not anywhere near popular like it is today. Many people got their information from reading newspapers. And if you've seen newspapers from back then, the print is very small, and it's just, so having more complicated logos with more words on it, that was not a big deal. And having that information transmitted is very fine. Now, look at the AT&T logo on the right. What does that tell you about the company?
Looks like the herbs.
So they're global. Okay? Why do you think they use all lowercase letters as opposed to uppercase letters? Not easier. It's just an interesting, I don't know exactly why, but I think it's an interesting choice. That they didn't go with capitals, they went with small letters. Maybe more friendly, I don't know. GE, they kept the very scripted, very curvy kind of feel. Does anybody know what GE stands for?
No.
Yeah,
I can't even see it.
it's because Mike is
That's
away.
general education, I don't know.
General Electric,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
General Electric, which owns a bunch of other companies, like NBC and that kind of stuff. Shell Oil, staying with Shell.
I see.
Are you getting somebody to forge a signature, is that what I'm saying? I'm only asking because you asked about that earlier. in the
I already
class
forged
period.
it, it's okay.
You are, then why are you giving it to him?
It's been pretty
I
good.
like your mom. Okay.
No, he's just proofing.
Mike,
Bring on.
I can't quite see the board.
Bringing it forward. Okay, so what does a Shell company do? What are they?
Yeah.
The gas station?
Oil.
Nope.
Oh, oil.
Oil, energy.
They do own the gas station.
Right, so there's Shell gas stations, all kinds of stuff, refineries, which is probably also why they chose orange and red, or yellow and red, and yellow and orange as their color, because it's an energy company.
Why it looks
I
like,
didn't think
by the
why
bios
it's
like Rite Aid, it's like, it's just, it's also red and yellow.
Yeah. Now, the only other question that I have is why there's a little dimple at the bottom, other than the fact that that's probably what a seashell looks like. Okay, there we go. Oh, that was the last one. Okay. There we go. Okay, so, if you haven't done so already, let's go ahead and get out your journals. And we're going to come up with some characteristics of the logo. I'm going to settle on fast and right. Okay, effective logo.
How do you want to play like
What is one characteristic of an effective logo?
I got you. Yeah,
I cannot allow you to do this during class time when I know what's going on. So I'll take this.
Okay, wait, can I take it?
No.
Can I take it? Please take it.
I will want you.
Not at 3:21.
Yes. We're doing it home.
Yes.
That's right. Okay. So, let's see if we can do this because I'm not sensing a lot of people are focusing here, but we'll see. What's the one characteristic of an effective logo? And yes, I will check to make sure that you wrote these notes down. Yes. Information.
Like it shows like something.
Okay.
We have to take these digitally or?
However it works for you, as long as you can find them again. So it communicates information either about the company or about the product, or in some fashion makes you interested in what is being presented. Yes? Oh, okay. Colors.
I like it.
Okay. Now, there's a lot we can say about colors. Do you want any more specific besides nice colors?
Right.
Bright, okay?
Vibrant. Hey, good one. That's a good one.
We'll say simple colors. Many of them are primary or secondary, if you can remember your visual art. Meaning,
I guess red or blue or yellow or black.
Micah, is that house with all the pencils on the counter back there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the counter back there.
No, it's hanging up.
Oh, it's hanging up. There you go, straight up. Looks like it's upside down.
Yeah, I think I did that.
So when you unzip it, it might all fall out. Here. Anyway, so primary, secondary colors: red, yellow, blue, green, orange,
Okay.
purple.
Did you seriously just say yellow or blue?
serious right now? Are you
Yellow's
serious?
always black.
Are you serious right
Red,
now?
blue, yellow.
Are you serious right now?
Well, actually, it's magenta, not red. Yeah, I'll bet you.
Nuh-uh.
Okay, so simple colors, we'll get into the whole emotion of colors later, okay? Yes. Complementary colors, so, yes, like the Christmas colors, yellow and green, or I'm sorry, green and red, blue and purple, blue, purple and yellow, blue and orange, opposite sides of the color wheel, because it provides contrast. Okay, so another important part is contrast.
Mayor, can I have my kitty back?
Is it 321?
No.
Then no.
Please.
Not right now. Are you writing this down?
I can't.
You can, of course you can. That's not the question.
I will.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now you're saying the right one.
Can you shut up, bro?
Can do what?
Not you, not you.
Okay, good. Okay, what is another characteristic of effective logos? We have, it communicates information, very good. It uses simple colors, it has contrast. Anything else?
In-depth.
What I've noticed in a lot of these is that they have double meaning.
Ah, very good. So it has double and more than one meaning.
Sneaky meanings. Sneaky.
So like the Baskin Robbins one, you see the B and the R, but then you also see the 31 R. And it makes you stop and kind of look at it more, which is, you know, the FedEx with the arrow, you're kind of seeing two things, and you're kind of, so double meaning, that's very true, that's very good. And then the positive and negative, positive and negative space. There we go. Okay, so we have 5. Any more? Let me think of it. Any other characteristics of a strong logo? Wow, of course there is. And I can't believe people aren't thinking of this. There's a quiz about this.
Oh, yeah, I need that.
Typography.
There you go.
Can you tell the answer? What do you get from
Lettering. L-E-T-T, I can't spell. Not letting, that's something else. Lettering, which is also known as typography.
You just said typography.
I did not just say that.
No, not you. This guy's sitting next to me, this guy, he's a dirty dog.
Yo.
Anyway, so the style of type, the size, the color, all of that stuff is very, very important when it comes to logos and design. Like I mentioned with Baskin Robbins, that type style that says Baskin Robbins is very childlike and playful, and that's very intentional in what they want to communicate through their logo. Let's see, there's gotta be
I did see the penis.
It's an elephant. Yeah, yeah.
It's natural.
Yeah.
Alright, we just need to exit.
Okay. I'm thinking, let's see.